So today I have a blush video for you. I'm really excited to make this video because blush is one of my makeup obsessions. I find that whenever I go makeup shopping or I find myself in the makeup aisle at a drugstore, I always gravitate towards blush and I'm always looking for a new one. So basically in this video today I'm going to show you some products that I use as well as what I use to apply them, and I'm also going to help you identify the best colors of blush that work for you, because honestly the way that you apply your blush and the colors that you use can completely make or break your entire look. So I'm going to be going over those things today, and I'm also going to show you how to pair blush with your eye look and your lip color. So I'm sure you've already identified whether or not you have fair, medium, olive, or dark skin. So for those of you with fair skin, I would recommend a light rosy or a light corally peach color for your blush. This color is Melba by MAC, and this is actually a pretty universal color. Those with fair, medium, or olive skin tones can wear this. This is actually what I have on my cheeks right now. You can see that it just gives you a nice healthy flush. So really like this color. This is one of my daily go-to colors. Now if you have a medium skin tone, I would recommend something with a little bit more pigment, a little bit brighter. Now this is Guava Glow by Sephora. This is their house brand blush, which I really like a lot. And usually with the medium skin tones, you're going to need something kind of a little bit more darker, a little bit more pigmented than those with fair skin. Those with medium skin, you can wear pretty much any color you want, as far as baby pink to a dark plum to a bright coral or a bright apricot. You just have to decide how much product you want to put on your cheeks. Now those with darker skin, I would recommend something like this. This is Fever by MAC, and you can see this is kind of a reddish plum color. Anything with red undertones or a plum undertone is going to work for those with dark skin. Something you'll want to consider is how you apply your blush, what tools you're going to use. You have to figure out whether or not you want a sheer coat of blush or you want a lot of pigment on your cheeks, or really what you're going for, and then also the type of blush you're using as well. So pretty much on a daily basis I'm using this MAC 168 brush, and it is goat hair. It's real hair, so this is going to provide, obviously you can see the look that I have on now. This is what you'll use if you want a more sheer look on your cheeks. If you want a lot of pigment, this is not the brush to use, because since it is real hair, it's going to absorb a lot of the product. You can see it's very pink, and I just washed this yesterday. So this is going to absorb a lot of the product. So if you don't want an extremely pigmented look, something for just like a daytime look or just a regular go to work look, then this is a good brush to use. Now this is the Sigma F10. This is their blush brush that's synthetic, and of course with this you don't really see, obviously it's black, but you can still see product on it, but it doesn't have nearly the amount of pink on it that the white one does, and I use this one pretty frequently as well. This is what you would use if you want more product to be transferred to your skin. This is if you want a more noticeable blush look. Another thing that you could use if you want an extremely pigmented look is a kabuki brush. This is the Sigma F84 angled kabuki, and you can see the bristles are so dense. This is a duo fiber brush, so this is going to make it look really airbrushed, but at the same time still transfer a lot of product from the blush onto your skin. Another way to get a really airbrushed look without getting a ton of product is by using a duo fiber brush that has more of the lighter color fiber on top. This is the Sigma F15, and this is really good for like the darker color that I showed you, the Fever by MAC. If I want this color on my cheeks, but I don't want this color, if I just want that tone to be transferred to my cheek, then this is a really good brush to use for things like that. Another tip is if you have dry skin, you can use cream blush. Personally, I have fairly oily skin, so cream blush doesn't usually work very well on me because it just kind of gives that additional glow, and I have a glow. I like to call it a glow versus grease, but I have that glow already because of the oil that naturally is produced by my skin. So I only personally own one cream blush, and this is the L'Oreal Visible Lift blush, and I really like the color a lot. The The only reason I bought this is because I didn't know that it was a cream blush. It doesn't say anywhere on the packaging that it's a cream blush. And so it looked like powder to me, so I picked it up, used it a couple times, and tried to give it a real shot, but I just can't wear it with my skin. But it's a really nice blush. The next thing you'll want to consider is where on your face you are applying your blush, and that's all going to depend on the look that you're going for. If you want a cutesy baby doll look, then apply the blush to the apples of your cheeks, which is when you smile, it's this right here, this area that pops out. And that's the best way to get that really cute look, is by applying the blush to the apples of the cheeks. Now, me personally, I have kind of a narrow face, so something to consider is when you put blush on the apples of your cheeks, it's going to draw attention in this way. And so if you have a very narrow face, it might not be the best place to put your blush. However, if you have a wide face, or if you have wide cheekbones or a wide forehead, if you want to draw attention inward, then that's a good place to put your blush. If you're going for a more natural look, then what you'll want to do is find the center of your eye and apply blush from that point outward. And that will give you more of a natural flushed glow that I just came back from the gym glow. Or if it's the look that you want to go for, you can apply your blush on your cheekbone upward like this. But personally, I don't like to take my blush all the way to the temple, because then it looks like, okay, I wear bronzer every day, and then if I applied it all the way to my temple, then I would have a pink line blending in with a brown line, and it's not as much of a natural look that I like to go for when it comes to my blush. But if you want that more dramatic look, then absolutely blend it all the way up to your temples. A common mistake that a lot of people make when they're applying their blush is to look in the mirror and smile so that the apples of your cheeks pop out like this. And you can see they're sticking out like that. And then people will smile and then put their blush on according to where their apples are. But something that you need to notice is when you smile, they come up, and when you release the smile, they come back down. And so when you smile and you put your blush up here, when you release that smile, the blush that you thought it was going to be up here is going to move down. And so before you try that method, just look in the mirror, smile, see if your apples move a whole lot when you smile. And if they don't, perfect, and you want to apply your blush on the apples of your cheeks, then use that method. But if they move a lot, I would recommend just keeping a straight face while you put your blush on. Once you have your blush on, a good way to help it stay all day is by setting it with a translucent powder. Something I like to do in my routine is apply a highlighter to the top of my cheekbones, and that just enhances them. Personally, I don't really have really carved out cheekbones at all. My face is kind of flat right here, so by applying the highlighter on the top of my cheekbones, I'm enhancing them. Something that you'll want to consider, however, is if you use a blush that has shimmer in it, then you likely will not need that extra step of doing the highlighter. So one blush that has a lot of shimmer that I really like a lot is NARS Super Orgasm. And normally this actually comes in a bigger package, but I got this in like a little kit with a nail polish and a lip gloss, and so that's why it's so tiny. But you can see this has a ton of shimmer in it. It's a beautiful bright pink with gold glitter, basically. And the glitter looks really chunky, which normally I don't like, but this actually blends in really well. So obviously it's NARS. This is probably my favorite brand of blush, by the way. So if you have one that has a lot of glitter or a lot of shimmer, then step back for a second, look in the mirror, and figure out, do I need highlighter or not? Because if you have a shimmery blush that doesn't require the highlighter, but you put the highlighter anyway, it's just going to be like, ugh, too much. Something that is a pet peeve of mine is when I see somebody that has a cool tone blush with a warm tone eyeshadow, or a warm tone blush with a cool tone eyeshadow, because they don't really match. So what I'm talking about is, when I think cool tone blush, I think of something with a blue undertone or something that's very baby pink. For example, this is NARS Angelika, and you can see it's very bubblegummy. So with this blush, what I'm going to want to do is pick other makeup colors that complement it. So for example, if I have this baby pink blush right here, I'm going to want to pick something that enhances it, not something that's in a completely different color family. So this right here, this is my Dose of Colors lipstick in the color Karma. And you can see that this just does not match this blush. versus this MAC lipstick in Fleur D'Coral. And you can see that's more in the same color family. You don't have to pick something that's just as light as that blush, but it needs to have the same undertones. So cool undertone blush, cool undertone lipstick. Warm undertone lipstick, not so much, doesn't match. So you can see this is another lipstick right here. This is L'Oreal Merino Mauve, and you can see this matches it really well also. Same thing goes for matching up your eyeshadows. If you have a cool tone blush, it's best to use cool tone eyeshadows. If you have a warm tone blush, it's best to use warm tone eyeshadows. So going back with that same Angelica blush color, if I match that up with this MAC palette right here, these are all warm tones, you can see that that just does not match. But if I go in with this other MAC palette, these are cool tones, you can see those match very well. Now I'll show you a warm tone blush. This is Peaches by MAC, and I'll show you with my MAC Quad and Cool colors. Doesn't really match, but you put it in with the warm tones and you have a winner. So thank you so much for watching today, guys. That's going to do it for today's video. If you have any questions or you would like my recommendation for your specific skin tone or skin type, go ahead and leave that in the comment box below. I'd be happy to answer your questions. And if you like this video, go ahead and click like, and you might as well subscribe while you're at it. Thank you again for watching. I love you all very much. Mwah! Bye!